what's going on, y'all? Back again with whatever this episode is called.
How we met.
This is how me and Cairo met, and this is a crazy story. No, I'm just playing. We are going to be talking about how me and this lady here first met. Uh, I let her give her side, at least until the introduction, and then I'll give my introduction.
Quick disclaimer, you guys. So this mic setup is very new, and I was talking like I normally talk, and I probably shouldn't have. So my sound when I talk does sound a little distorted because I'm talking loud. So please do excuse me. I will not do that again. And also, we lost storage towards the end of the video, but we will finish up to do a part 2. So please enjoy. Back to the video.
So, how did everything initially kick off?
Okay.
First, I woke up in the morning and I knew something special was gonna happen that day, and yeah.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So I was in an EMT class, right? And I had just got divorced. And I got divorced in January of 2018. And this was March 2018. My goodness. This was March 2018. And this was the 23rd to be exact, which is what is March 23rd?
It's the third month and the 23rd day of the year.
Never mind.
It's my birthday.
Okay, so this was his birthday, March 23rd. So I was in an EMT class, and it was this guy in there. What was his name? We just gonna call him Skeeter.
You just want to say.
I don't want to say his real name.
Oh, my bad. Erase that.
So his name is Skeeter, and so he was very like talkative in the class. And mind you, I'm very like to myself. I don't really, I'll say hi and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna hang out with you. So he was like, "Hey, we're going out to this." First he said bar, and I was like, and he was like, "No, it's like a bar and grill. They got pizza and stuff like that. You had me at pizza." So I was like, I said, I'll think about it. Of course, I was like, I ain't finna go nowhere. I'm finna go home. So I went, and we had got paid to take this EMT class. So we had got our checks, and I went to Chase Bank over in Tinley Park. I think that was Tinley Park. And I went to the Chase Bank. I put the check in there. And when I put the check in there, I was just like, Ashley, you need to stop being like this. You need to stop doing this. Just go. Just go. What is it gonna hurt? Just go eat some pizza, socialize. Like, get out the house. Stop being so, So I was like, I don't know. But I wound up going anyways. So I went, I sat down. One of the guys that was in the class, I forgot his name, but he was like, I'll buy you a drink. And I don't drink like that, but I was like, okay, cool. I'll take a margarita, whatever. So he got the margarita for me. Pizza came out, and at that time I was trying to get back to being vegan, so I took the cheese off and just ate the crust. So they was all laughing at me and stuff. And then after that, this guy walks in. so, so this guy walks in. And so Skeeter introduced this guy. So he was like, yeah, this is my guy's birthday. Woo, like that. And, everybody was like, hey, happy birthday. And I was like, happy birthday. Went back to minding my business. The first thing I noticed about this guy was his coat. I really liked this coat he had on. It looked very modern, nice, clean, short, nice coat. And I was like, oh, okay. So, minding my business, though. Minding my business. So then he sat down at the table, like at the end. I was sitting like somewhere on the other side. And so somehow, probably like 10, 15 minutes passed, everybody got up from the table to go smoke. I didn't know everybody smoked at the table, but apparently everybody got up to go smoke except for this particular person. And then all of a sudden he said something and then he came over and sat next to me.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what we was talking about. I know Tina Turner was playing in the background though.
That should let you know, though. I don't mess around.
No,
that was a sign from the heavens.
What's love got to do with it or something like that?
That's what it was.
So I remember Tina Turner playing in the background and he was talking, asking me questions, and just I'm casually talking. I'm not nothing, okay? So he was still sitting there when they came back. I don't know if you moved and went back to the other seat or not. Because I do recall, like, after a few minutes, I'm like, okay, it's time for me to go. I'm ready to go. He was like, could I get your number? So I said, yeah. And most of the time, I don't say no to most guys, only because you just never know, just the situation. And we was in front of people. So I'm like, whatever. I ain't tripping. So I actually wound up texting him. I don't know if I gave you my number too, but I don't know if we exchanged numbers at that moment or if I just took your number down. But one of the girls at the table was like, dang, she came in single and left out with a man or something like that. I was like, girl, bye, that is not
wrong ass man. You mad because you ain't get your
it ain't that kind of party. But I wound up texting him that night. I want to say I texted him first. I can't remember. That part I don't remember. But I said happy birthday.
I'm trying to knock my head down.
I said happy birthday or happy birthday boy or something like that. Or how's your birthday going or something like that. Just one, let's mind you, I'm single, I'm bored, and I'm, it's just one of those nights, Friday. I ain't on nothing, just talking. I ain't got nobody to talk to. So he texted me back and we started texting. This is March 23rd. So then, that's a Friday. By Sunday, I forgot what this man looked like. So I left out of church. He was texting me. We were still texting over the weekend. Sunday, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, I don't remember what this nigga looked like. I can't think for the life of me what he looks like. I'm like, he couldn't have been ugly, but I couldn't remember. So he was like, yeah, I'm at this bar, playing pool with my friends. What you doing? Sunday. I was like, well, Sunday I'm going to church. I said, maybe, whatever. He was like, yeah, just stop by. I said, well, where is it at? Come to find out, it's right down the street from my house. So after church, I got me something to eat, kind of chilled out. And by this time it was dark outside. I went to the place. Never been to this place because I don't go to bars and stuff. But he was playing pool. When I walked to the door and I told him I was outside, he walked to the door. When I saw him, I was like, oh, thank God he ain't ugly. I was so happy because I could not remember what he looked like. Now you go ahead and you tell them part.
Dang, what the heck? I told you to do the intro for when we first met, and then I'm going to tell my intro.
Go ahead.
Tina Turner was playing for a reason.
Uh-huh.
They should have had Ike playing. What happened from there?
Yeah, or just tell your part up until that point.
I was newly divorced too.
Barely.
I was separated at that
yes,
time.
He was still married legally.
I wasn't all the way divorced, and I was just like out, just having a good time. My mission in life was to just become a full-time player, because I couldn't do the relationships no more. That was dead. Those days were over. So I hit up my guy at the time, Skeet, and Well, either I called him or he called me, but either way it went, he was just like, "Yeah, we're gonna meet up at this little spot, little lounge," and I'm like, "Cool, whatever." So put on my little stuff. I had bought me a little birthday outfit, whatever you want to call it. I don't do that no more. But I did that, went out, no intentions on doing it. Well, I mean, if I did meet somebody, I did. Um, so we all just kicking it, chilling, and all that type of stuff. And she thought it was a fat, light skinned girl that was there too. I hope she don't watch this. Sorry, you wasn't fat. You were just big as hell. But anyway, she thought that I wanted to talk to her, but that's the person that my guy, he was on her. So that's no radar there. And then it was a black uh leaky, liquid, greasy looking woman. Like she was born in an oil rig. This is all besides the point. I'm supposed to be talking about our thing.
Yo,
She thought about you was gonna get with her. I'm like, God,
well, because
think I ain't got no standards. I came in and shot at what I wanted to shoot at. I put my gun back in the holster and I got up out of there. That's what I did. That's real player like. I'm from Chicago.
Was
baby.
that your intentions though when you got there? Like, was that when in your mind?
No,
because it's your birthday.
I just came out to. My intentions was to come there and hang out for a while because my older brother at the time, not he's still my brother. My older brother, he had set something up for me at the crib. Told me to come over. You know, we were just gonna do it up for my birthday. So that was just kind of my way just to waste time. Uh, but then yeah, you know, then that little part went on, and then I asked her for a number, and then yeah, I don't remember. Maybe I did call you. Maybe you called me. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but either way it went, we went to the little lounge that she's talking about that was down the street from her, like literally probably like across the street.
Yeah, walking distance.
And she came in and I put the Mac down. Something like she ain't never seen before. You know what I mean? Now you know I'm old because I just said I put the Mac down. Who say that? Nobody.
Point is,
anyway, like I was saying though, I continue, Gina. I had did a little something she wasn't ready for. I rubbed them thighs.
good. Yeah. So about the thigh thing.
Now you gonna cut me off.
About the thigh thing.
So you know, sometimes when you are in a situation or a marriage or whatever the case may be, and you don't be touched in a while, that be the thing that sometimes messes you up. So, young ladies, this is a note. You know, don't get all touchy feely because that can do something to you. It will. And that's what happened because I hadn't been, you know, I was gonna say fondled, hadn't been touched in a long time, and
it's crazy.
fondled,
no Diddy,
touched.
please.
So when we sat down at the bar, he asked me. He said, "Would you like something to drink or some wine or something?" And I was like, "I'll take a little wine." You know, I like red, so got red wine, and he paid for it. Ooh, right, whatever. So he sat down at the bar. He was very like, you know, into me, like talking to me. He wasn't just like, oh, she here, good, I'm gonna ignore her and continue to play and stuff like that. It wasn't like that. Like he was actually, you know, talking to me. What we was talking about, I don't remember. But he touched my thighs. And I was just like, and what made that better, or I guess, was because I finally had realized, because like I said before I got there, I was so worried that I couldn't remember what he looked like. I was like, is this nigga ugly? Am I gonna have to call my cousin and tell her, hey, call me and be like, hey, I need you to come pick me up? Woo. I didn't know how the situation would go down because I couldn't remember how he looked in his face. I knew he was short, but the height thing doesn't bother me. Um, so I was just like, okay. Long as he ain't ugly in the face. So when he touched my thighs and him not being ugly, it was just like okay, sir, I'm finna go. So after that, I left. He was trying to kiss me, and I was like, no, sir.
Yeah, I might move a little fast.
He was moving so fast. I was just like, that's a no. No.
Nah, she ain't say it like that. She wanted to, but she had to reserve herself. Don't let her tell a story like that. Now go ahead with the rest of it. I'm the truth teller here.
Sir.
You go ahead.
Sir.
Ma'am.
Anyways, why are you trying to put your lips on somebody you don't even know?
I'm a freaky nigga from Chicago.
That's not good.
I don't care what ain't good.
Anyways, after that, I made it home. He texted me. I texted him. We were still texting. Mind you, this is like 48 hours after we met. Okay, this was Sunday. We met Friday. Sunday. Okay, this is Sunday happening. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, I want to say that week we were texting. I don't remember what day it was that me and you met up. That day you said you was taking your brother to work. I don't know if that was a weekday or was that the weekend. That had to be. It was. It was. I take that back. It was. So what happened was.
She finna cry.
No. So what happened was that week, I want to say I was working for staffing agency, so I was kind of like bouncing around doing different odd jobs here and there. So I had the flexibility to, kind of not be at work or anything during the day. So he was texting me, I was texting him. I can't remember what day it was that week that we met up, but we met up at Starbucks. Went to Starbucks, we sat and talked, had a great time. Great time. And then he was like, now this was early in the day. I would definitely say it's like around maybe 11, 12 o'clock afternoon. Met up, we was talking, having a good time, and then he was like, oh, I gotta go, I gotta take my brother. So at first I thought he was lying. Because it was just like, okay. So he went to we left, we dispersed, right? And then like after that, he was like, I want to see you again.
Real player.
And I was like, oh, okay. So where did we meet up the second time? It was somewhere. Because we saw each other 3 times that day. But I don't remember like where we met up.
Was that the restaurant?
Which one? Because you remember the first.
Right,
it was the rest. It was a restaurant.
Falafel ball.
That's not that night.
Oh well.
That's not that night. This was a somewhere. I can't remember. Either way, go. We met up a second time somewhere, right? Then we met up the third time. Now, why did we disperse the third time? Oh, so the third time that we met up was because I said, oh, I would like to see you again. We were still texting. Like, he was on me, right? And I was on him, too.
Don't do that. Go ahead.
Well, you tell the story then.
No, you go ahead, because I forgot all of that. I don't even remember no dates.
Wow.
I don't even remember no dates, you know what I mean? I just know I was in where I fit in.
So.
And I can swim.
So we went. The third time we went somewhere, it was like a bar and grill place right there on Cicero, across the street from Walgreens, with the clover leaf. I don't know the name of the place. I just don't remember the second place we went to, but the third place was because Skeet and them was there. And so what happened was, What happened was, I'm trying to think. Was that the same?
Hey, look, you done went down too deep.
I know, because I'm trying to get. Okay, so the second
it was
time
just supposed to be how we met. not how we got to the point that we is today.
Oh, okay. Well, we met 3 times that day. After that, that was our first kiss that third time, of that night. And yeah, do you have anything else to add to that?
And you was ready for action. You was actually ready for action when I rubbed your thighs. You had to turn it off. And when you come from a family like mine's, sometimes you know how to don't look away. Sometimes you know how to get people where you want them to be. And I'm very good at persuading in that way with a little smile and little player laugh.
Right.
Then you touch and then they don't say, "Hey, stop now." They don't say nothing. You touch a little higher, maybe a little deeper, and before you know it, we butt naked, eat chicken on the floor. Yep, I'm in there. And guess what?
Unfortunately, that's not how it went.
we wasn't eating chicken, but guess what we was? Butt naked on the floor.
No, we was not. Not at all.
Y'all gotta follow me. She tell the saved side of the story.
No, because honestly, there's no saved side to this because fun fact, we were fornicating.
Of course. That's what the whole world is doing.
No, listen. Well, you was committing adultery and fornicating. So, young ladies, number 2, make sure that they are completely divorced and not with nobody.
Yeah, because we took a big risk.
We did. A very big risk. That's something that I do wish that I had stood on. For so many reasons. Not that it was she popped up. Well, she did pop up at his job, but she wasn't like popping up at my house or nothing like that. Or
that was crazy.
He wasn't. From what he told me, he didn't dibble dabble back with her. But the point of the matter is,
he was too
you
close.
don't take no risk like that. And I had never done anything like that before. With the married, I've never been with a married man before. So you the first married man I've ever been with. So that's not good. That was terrible, and we had to repent for that. But moral of the story is, after all of that, after all of that, I realized he was a really good person. And then, like, our first real date, like a real official date, where he picked me up and everything, he got down on one knee and asked me to be his girlfriend.
And you said?
And I said, no. I told him, I said, I'm committed to you. I was like, but I don't want to put no titles on nothing. And young ladies, that's how it should be. You don't have to put titles on anything until he marries you. Other than that, y'all ain't nothing. Because just in the situation that we were in, he could have got up one day and decided, I want my wife back, so I'm leaving you. Bye. You know what I mean? But even if he wasn't married, it still would have been a no title for me because I had just got divorced. And I was just like, I don't. And at the time, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to be married again. So I'm like, girlfriend, that was cute, but no thank you. But I did tell him I'm committed to you. I'm not trying to, talk to nobody else. I'm not on that. I'm too old for that. And, he understood. So, did that hurt your feelings? Like, how did you feel about that?
I mean, I'm a silly person at heart. So, if it had went wrong and you said no, like you did, it wasn't really like damn, I'm gonna go and get up out of here. It was just me being silly. I didn't feel no way about it. That's why I got up off my knee and dust myself off and continued the night. First you don't believe, dust yourself off and try again. The least say the best. So yeah, that's pretty much how it started. And from March, a year and a month later, we were walking down the aisle together. And that sounds so hard to believe for most people, because there's some people who do it in shorter time than that. But this wasn't an arranged marriage. We didn't know each other prior, anything like that. Didn't know anything about each other. Literally just two people meeting and, her really putting the fire underneath me to not the fire, but really just being like focused, like we cannot continue to do this without being married.
Yeah, because we were living in sin. That's why. And that was my first time ever living with somebody that wasn't my husband. So I was very adamant about that. Once I realized that I wanted to be with him for real. Because when he moved in in April. I know. So we met in March. He moved into April. I have a long story that I'm not going to give as to why. It ain't because of that. I already told you. I already know. Don't do that.
I do know. I know.
No.
I was
so
in there.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. So what happened was my ex-husband was stalking me bad. Like dangerously attacking, stalking me. And I had just met him. And me and him were getting very well acquainted. We liked each other real hard. I did not know him. I took a risk. I know it sounds crazy, so don't do that. But we were getting so together. It was just like, I do like you a lot, and I do want you every day. I want you with me every day. Not want you every day.
Still to this day.
Want you every day.
I have to say no sometimes. Hey, listen, I'm tired. Now I work a lot. You can't have me every day.
So, anyways,
my bad.
My ex-husband was acting crazy, and I felt like I needed a male presence in my house. So, one day we went out bowling or something, and I had his keys, and I put the key that I made on there. It was red. And I was like, look at your keys. So he looked at his keys, and I was like, move in. And he's like, oh, wow. So
no, I didn't say that. I was like, yeah.
No,